Hey guys, welcome to my page. I'm going to be doing a chocolate face routine for an everyday look. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and like this video. We're going to get started with the LA Girl Pro Concealer as a primer. I just put a bunch of dots all over my face. It helps to spread evenly around your face when you already kind of have it spread. So then I just rub it in. And I use this or Smashbox primer. And I couldn't find my Smashbox at the moment, so just grab this one. Just don't always know what they are. Alright, so I'm going to go in. After I've dipped it, you see I kind of like swipe the sides just to make the point a little more fine, and I just kind of brush out my brows to get them to lay in the direction I want them to go. And then my point is nice and fine, I'm just going and doing some short strokes going in the same direction as my eyebrow go. And both of my eyebrows are like, they're not exactly the same, so I try to mimic my eyebrows, but then also make them look similar. You don't have to necessarily match 100% correctly, but they do have to look close. So, and as you see, I'm kind of pulling my eyebrow in a little bit more, like in towards my nose, just to kind of fill it. I like to make it look as full as possible in the beginning, so that when I go in with my concealer, I can then, you know, I have more to work with. And then I just go ahead and on the other side, using the exact same technique, I dip my brush into the dip brow pomade, and then I smooth the sides of the brush just to make the point more fine on the end to mimic the strands of my brows. And so this eyebrow is the one with, it's just, you know, it's the problem child. It just gives me a hard time. So I usually really overdo this eyebrow. I cannot talk, y'all. I usually overdo this one, but that just allows me, it gives me more to work with. Look how fine those points are. Really, this brush is so good with just like mimicking. You know, that one looked better than the first one. So full. But this brush is everything along with the pomade. It's just like, oh gosh, it just creates miracles on your eyebrows. And now I just have loads of eyebrows to work with. And of course, the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in chestnut for my eyebrows. The color chestnut. And I always swipe on the back of my hand just to kind of get the brush wet with the concealer, because I don't like to squirt it while it's on my face. So I kind of just rub a bit in on my hand just to get it on the brush. And then start lining and shaping. I like mine to go in kind of a arch going upward. I did fill my brows in, and I have an e.l.f. angle brush. I guess that's what it's called, an e.l.f. angle brush. And I always use this brush to just kind of fill in whatever concealer I have in my brows and line my brows the way that I want them, just to kind of clean it up a little bit more underneath. As you notice, I didn't conceal any top part of my brow. I just feel like sometimes when I do that, it looks less natural, so I just really try to clean and angle underneath the brow rather than doing underneath and over top. To me, sometimes it looks super sharp and super boxy when you do both, and super unrealistic and unnatural. So I just feel like Lining the bottom does the job. Now I'm using this brush. I don't know. Oh, Morphe. Oh, this is the E8. Okay, y'all. So it's going. The list is going to be below. So refer to that. I'm just using it to blend, and I never use this brush, but it really is a good blending brush for eyebrows. Now for the Born This Way foundation in the color Hazelnut. Yeah, my zoom isn't working, but this is Born This Way in Hazelnut. Now for under my eye is the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the color Chestnut. And this was one of my first time using this concealer. So you'll see that I really put just a tiny bit underneath my eye. To blend it in, I'm just using a Wet n Wild flat foundation brush, which I usually don't use. I usually use a sponge, but I didn't have that available at the time. Okay, and then I'm just going and blending it all in. Making sure I'm not looking like, who the heck did your makeup? This is the Ruby Kisses black eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. I also don't always use this, but then I found my Makeup Forever, which I do prefer the Makeup Forever black eyeliner, but I'm good with both. Both are good. I just like the brush on this one, because it's not an actual brush. It's cushion. It's like sponge point. Like the material is made out of sponge rather than a brush. And for me, it gives me a little bit more control over what I'm doing. I kind of overdid my wing, because like I said, I haven't done it in so long. I usually don't do it, but yeah, just, you just go with it. Then I have this blush brush, no name brand, and MAC blush in the color Raisin, which is my absolute favorite. I've been using it for a long time. Then I'm using an angle brush to highlight my cheekbones. I'm also using Black Radiance highlighter in the color Ginger Snap. Again, everything will be linked in the description box below. I do add a little bit in my T-zone area, a little over my nose, over top and underneath my mouth, and a little bit directly on the lining of my forehead. This is a True Complexion contour palette, and I use this color here to highlight. Now, I usually don't use this eyeshadow, but this is MAC eyeshadow in the color Brown Script. I don't know. I'm like, let me add a little something extra for this video. Normally, I do not. This is the Morphe brush as well. Will be linked in the description box below. That was actually Morphe M532 that I'm using right now. Now I'm going in with Brown Down MAC eyeshadow just over top of that. More so focusing on the crease of my eye. I really should be using a different brush, but I was being lazy. I didn't feel like going to get it. But the brush that I would be using would be a finer, whichever you have like a smaller brush that would fit more so in the crease rather than on the whole eyelid. Then I'm going to be adding a little mascara. I decided not to put any lashes on today because normally I wouldn't wear lashes to work for the most part. Sometimes I do, most times I don't. I just put mascara on. Then I'm using some NYX Espresso on the outside or outline of my lips. Before I add my lip gloss, sometimes I do clear. Today I'm doing the color. Next, on my lips, I'm using NYX Liquid Suede in this color. There's just numbers. 04. Gonna spray some MAC Prep and Prime all over my face. And here is the final look. Super natural, super cute. I hope you guys like it. And this is that look later on that day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See y'all later.